Hi, and welcome to this episode of The Issues in Our Tissues. I am discussing a sensitive topic today, and for the most of you who follow me, you know that I speak about sensitive topics. Why? Because there are things that people do not want to discuss because they are not so sure who they are going to open up to. I thank God that some have been able to open up to me and I've been able to help them. I also talk about things because they will not be addressed on the pulpit. Some things you can only find them on YouTube, I guess. And not even in conferences. You will not find some things being addressed. And I I do discuss some things that are particularly sensitive to people, but it's important that they are discussed, especially on this platform. Now, I have been approached by, you know, couples, and I'm not talking about worldly couples. I am talking about couples who are born again. Born again. And they are struggling. They are struggling with an issue, and the issue is masturbation. And well, I mean, we can assume that there's not a lot of people going through that struggle, but they're there. They just won't talk about it because it's embarrassing. It's actually very embarrassing. Um, but every um, problem has a solution, and even this has a solution. I like to tell people that what you feed grows, and if you starve something, it dies. When you feed as a human being, you grow. If you don't feed, you starve and die. And that is about everything in life. What you feed grows. What you starve dies. And so, if we feed immorality, it grows. If we starve it, it dies. The Bible tells us to have our minds transformed by the Word of God. When we feed on the Word of God grows. When we starve ourselves from the Word of God, when we don't study the Word of God, we starve our spirits, and they die slowly but sure. So when the issue of masturbation becomes an issue in a marriage, a Christian marriage, it is because somebody has decided to feed that thought with immoral pictures from pornography. And when you do that, and you wonder why you're struggling, is because every moment you want to go back and feed that immoral emotion in your body. And it keeps growing, and you struggle because it's become so huge. It's occupied your mind, your emotions, your heart, everything. Uh, let's say the mind, because the enemy fights us in the mind. That's why he destroys us. He destroys what we think. And that's why when we renew our minds with the word of God, the devil has no place to dilute that mind. So when we open that loophole for the enemy to come into our marriage and destroy it by watching pornography, it's really a choice that we make to do that. But now the downside to it is that we have a partner in this. It's not, we are not just affecting us as a as a person. You're affecting, when you do this, you're affecting your partner, you're affecting your better half. Because couples have gone to the extent of not conceiving, because the man has done this act so much so that he never gets to be intimate with the wife and even, have that, intimacy with the wife, because he's done it too much that he's denying the wife her rightful thing in the marriage. It is emotional abuse, my beloved. This is emotional abuse. And the wife desires to have children, but you can't have children. And when the society blames a couple um, because of lack of children, usually they blame the wife. Now imagine you as a man, you're the one bringing this issue, and the wife cannot discuss it with anybody. It is just so wrong on so many levels. It is so ungodly. It is so ungodly. And it's not because we don't know. I know our inner man is telling you that you're doing something so destructive to yourself, to your wife, and to your future. It is something that you look back and you regret for the rest of your life if you don't change now. This is my advice to you. Seek God, seek counsel, professional counseling, godly counsel from your pastor. It may hurt for a while when you have to open up to something that is so shameful, but it serves you right in the wrong land, because you will, um, it will be absent in your relationship, and it will build the both of you. Now, the only other problem that we have is that your wife or your husband has to find a way of forgiving you, because there's bitterness that grows in a relationship when that's happening. There are also couples, who, a partner is requesting the other half to watch pornography. It's just so wrong. The Bible talks about sexual immorality, even looking at pictures where people are displaying what is supposed to be sacred on national media, on media, that is supposed to be watched by everyone. Imagine something that God created to be so sacred. It's out there, being done by human beings. It's just evil. And when we allow our minds to see that and flip through, the pictures, and, the mind just gets, diluted, and it will ask for more. It's just not, it's just evil. It's evil. It's a work of the enemy, and you have to work so hard on making sure that it's not happening. Stop feeding the enemy. He will grow. And when he grows, he will bite you. It's like, when you feed a little lion, when it grows, it will eat you and, finish you. So some of these acts of sexual immorality are so devastating, and they destroy marriage. It may go on because it's a Christian marriage, and you don't want to be embarrassed because you're going separate ways. Please be, I lack words. I do lack words for such kind of behaviors, because some of these behaviors we bring it onto ourselves. It's just like any other addiction. When you feed an addiction, it grows and it gets to bite you in the end. That's the same thing that happens when we feed ourselves with sexual stuff from the internet. They will grow and then they'll bite us, and they'll bite us hard and deep. May God forgive us for what we are doing to our better halves and to our generations, because we are affecting a generation. Seek counsel, godly counsel. And I believe that God is going to help you to get over, come out, talk about it. It's embarrassing for, like I've just said, it's embarrassing for the time being, but it will heal. It will heal with time. And you will have to heal as a couple because of the damage that's already been created. I hope that you have learned something, and I hope that you can share this, so that, somebody somewhere can get the help that they need. May the Lord bless you, and remember to subscribe. See you next time.